What's your name?
Kenneth Cox.
Kenneth Cox? Well, how many years have you been playing with jazz band?
This is my first year.
First year? Wow. How have you been doing so far?
It's fun, but it's really challenging because I've only been playing for 2 months.
Wow. 2 months. What instrument do you play?
I play the trumpet.
The trumpet. Nice. So why did you pick up the trumpet? Was it just an interest in the instrument, or does a family member play it?
Well, I had already played the French horn with my band teacher, and she was really helpful with it. But we learned that I had to play the trumpet if I wanted to get into the stage band in 6th grade, so I started the trumpet.
Okay, so what have you learned from playing the trumpet in jazz band so far? Like, what has been your experience with it?
Well, it's been fun. It's been a much higher instrument than the French horn, so it hurts a bit more in the mouth. The embouchure is kind of the same, but I've learned how to play a lot of the higher notes, and I feel like I've really grown in my skill in this last week.
So you've been playing with a lot of older kids, a lot of high school kids in the jazz camp, and how has that affected your playing? How have you watched them and kind of learned from what they're doing?
At first I felt kind of intimidated by them, but I mean they do help me learn. Like I can hear them, they are very helpful, they'll help me with the fingering. If I'm having trouble with fingerings or something, I can just lean over and ask the person next to me. It's really helpful.
So any other aspiring trumpets in jazz band, if say someone was coming up and they asked you for one piece of advice you could tell them about jazz camp, what would be that piece of advice?
It's going to be hard at first, but don't leave just because you think it's hard. You'll eventually grow to the challenge and it'll be a lot of fun.
All right, well thank you very much. This has been Kenneth. I'm Luke Cardwell. Have a good day. Like the little tagline there?
No. I'm gonna give it a run, so.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, thanks all.
Thank you very much. Nice job.
All right.
So look, whenever you're ready, it's just gonna keep recording.
Oh, just keep it running?
Yeah.
All right. You want fuzzy mic or no fuzzy mic? Fuzzy mic? All right. So this is Luke Cardwell from Jazz Camp 2014, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Joe. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Now, Joe, what instrument do you play?
I play the bass guitar.
Play the bass guitar. How many years have you been playing that?
No, 6 years.
6 years. That's a long time. And how many of those years have you been playing with the jazz camp?
About 4.
4 out of your 6 years. That's good. So you're very experienced with this program.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. All right. So, what have you learned from your 4 years in jazz camp? Basically, sum up, what have you learned overall?
It's a really fun program. You know, you learn a bunch of stuff about music. You know, just have a good time.
Okay. And so I noticed there is a lot of younger bass players playing in the jazz camp right now. So, what do you teach them? What do you bring to the table to help them rise up as better bass players?
I'm trying to help them learn how to read better. You know, walk the bass a little bit better. You know, all that stuff. The chords help them to like. And it's going well for learning.
I'm out of here, son. Okay, excellent. So, let's see. Do you play any other instruments or just bass?
I also play the guitar and the piano. The bass is the only music I can actually read.
Okay. Have you ever thought about playing any of those instruments at the jazz camp? Or?
I could definitely try it if they need an extra player.
Okay. So, now imagine it's your first day at jazz, not your first day. Somebody, a little bass player's first day at jazz camp, comes up to you saying, what advice could you give me? What is the one piece of advice about the entire jazz camp that you could give to a new player coming up?
I'd say, you know, play some music, have some fun. It's a great time, you know, get better at playing. That's the whole point of jazz camp.
All right, well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Send some Yeltsin. Right here? Look, make sure they're talking loud, as I can't really hear over that, so make sure they're talking full out, okay?
Okay. Let's get that heat. Talk loud. This is going to be an interview. I'm just going to ask you questions. You know, just say whatever comes to your mind. All right. So, what's your name?
My name's Nathan.
Nathan? All right. What instrument do you play, Nathan?
I play the piano.
How many years have you been playing the piano?
For a while. Probably about 4, 5, maybe 6 years.
Wow, that is a long time. And now, how many of those 6 years have you been playing with the jazz camp?
This is my first year.
This is your first year with the jazz camp?
Yes.
And how are you doing so far? How are you feeling?
It's pretty fun, actually.
So, Now, you've been playing piano for 6 years. Is there any advice you would give to anybody who's just starting on piano?
Just keep practicing. You'll get it eventually. It's actually quite fun. It's best if you do it once a day, so you can get it right.
I see. All right. So, what have you learned? Sum up your experiences in this first year of jazz camp, this first week of jazz camp. What have you learned so far? What are the best moments, the worst moments, stuff like that? What are your memories?
I've learned a lot about playing basic jazz songs. I still have yet to figure out the jazz scale. Some things about jazz just aren't coming to me very easily. But other than that, it was a great experience. And there wasn't really anything bad that happened to me, actually.
Excellent. Well, that's good to hear. It's always good to hear. So, now let's be in a situation here where there's a little kid, his first year at jazz camp, first year playing piano. He comes up and he sees you. He comes up to you and says, "This is my first year. What kind of advice? What would you give me that could help me through my first year of jazz camp and my first year playing piano?"
Just keep practicing. Ask someone for help if you need it, because they'll be there to help you.
So you're somebody that stresses practicing then? Do you practice a lot?
I practice a lot during school year. On vacations, I mostly just like chill out and stuff.
That's always a good thing to do. Well, thank you very much. It's been nice talking with you.
You too.
First to somebody else. So what's your name?
Donegan or Nicholas E. Sargent.
So how'd you get that nickname, Yawnigan?
It was given to me by Sam Dick up at the high school. I yawned a lot.
Excellent. So what instrument do you play?
Saxophone, several of them.
And how many years have you been playing several different saxophones?
Let's see, I started in 5th grade, so about 6 years.
6 years is a long time, huh?
Yep.
So how many of those 6 years have you been in the jazz camp? How many years have you been a part of it?
2 years.
So you're pretty experienced with the jazz camp then?
A bit.
Okay, excellent. So what could you say? Give me a sentence that could sum up your 2 years of jazz camp.
Now, in a good way.
Besides the grammar, that was a very good sentence because that's exactly embodies jazz camp. You know, we're loud and proud about it. So, how many years have you been with any kind of band whatsoever?
6 years. I'll take that back. 5 years. It was left off my schedule when I was in middle school.
Oh, that's too bad. That's awful. So, let's say you're in jazz camp, it's your second year, and some little first-year saxophone comes up to you. It's his first year at jazz camp, first year playing saxophone. He asks you, what kind of advice would you give? What is a piece of advice about just playing or jazz camp that you'd be able to give to him?
Don't be afraid. Try out and learn your skills.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. All right, jazz camp. So what's your name?
My name is Mike Caudill, and I'm one of the instructors at the 2014 Samoset Jazz Camp.
All right, so how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for, I should have prepared this actually. I started playing at Samoset in 2002. So what's that, 12 years now? Wow.
Yeah,
I was going to say 8, so I was glad I did the math, okay.
Yeah. All right, well, if you had one thing that you love to teach the kids that you say more often than anything else, what do you say? What is your thing?
So the thing that I stress at camp is listening. Jazz music it's a little bit different than like classical concert band music in that so much of the tradition was by ear, and so some of the stuff we've been talking about includes listening to versions of the music that we're playing, listening to some saxophone, trumpet players, singers, just getting them familiar with some people on their instrument.
So, if you had, what's your favorite instrument? Basically,
My favorite instrument is the saxophone. Don't forget it.
there you go. So, do you have any plans to go into music education, or is this just for a hobby?
Well, I have more than plans because I am a music educator right now. So, I consider it a lot more than a hobby. I think music, when you get to a certain level of seriousness, it turns into a lifestyle, and I think a lot of the kids here are going down that path, and hopefully they devote more and more time to it and become great teachers themselves.
I think that's good. I mean, do you have any questions or anything you think?
No.
I didn't know you were a music teacher. That was
Oh, that's fine.
that was my thing. My bad research right there.
I think so.
It's just like the first day, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Can you hear it okay out there?
Yeah, it's more louder. I can hear it more louder than my headphones.
What if we,
Why don't we just do this as test footage? You know what I mean? We'll wait till they're done.
edit it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
during the break, it probably